Hi, good morning. Janet Gonzalez here. This is skipped a few days. I got crazy with the overtime at work. Still do my routines. I just don't pop the camera on because it's like the Reader's Digest condensed version of the routine. Today is Saturday, so I did chemo on Thursday, and I'm just waking up now. It's a little late. I feel pretty good, but I just woke up like 2 seconds ago, so we have to like wake up, wake up. Like now I'm on my feet, now I need to wake up for real. So I'm just getting the diffuser going and setting out some supplements that I think that I want to take today. So I'm just putting distilled water in here. And I'll put some basil in there. Basil seems like a good kitchen one. So if you're just joining me, I use Young Living oils. This one here is basil. You can use this for cooking. Basil's are really strong. You can put it in your diffuser. This is my diffuser. It has a little bit of wool on the inside. It's not painted on the back or underneath. I'm not going to put basil in here. I have rose oil in this right now, and it's been smelling good for like 3 days now. But we have some cinnamon bark. See if I can get a drop of cinnamon bark to come out. Sometimes my bottles are kind of empty. Hard to see through them. So if you have good products, most of the time somebody who's trying to preserve a good product is going to put it in a dark bottle, dark glass. Almost every good health food company puts their stuff in dark glass if they want it to stay alive. So this bottle must be pretty empty. I took the little cap out. We'll see if it's just that empty that it can't get past the cap. Oh, here comes a drop. Cinnamon's really strong, so you don't need a lot of it. So you just breathe in the oils. Just breathe like the freshness of the oils. Do your deep breathing. Deep breathing is when your belly rises, not your chest. This is shallow breathing. This is deep breathing. Cinnamon is a very, very fresh one. Put a drop of cinnamon in my water. Oh, maybe I can't. I must have just got the last drop. Okay, there's a tiny drop. I don't ever throw my bottles away because you can always use your bottles, even if they appear to be empty. You can use your bottles for smelling. And then you start smelling from down here. I never do it right, but you gotta start swirling it down here so that the scent gets to the right side and the left side of your brain at the same time. Ooh, it's so fresh. I don't have my glasses. So here, you guys can tell me what this one is. Oh, it's helichrysum. Helichrysum must be from another country because it doesn't remind me of anything. smells really fresh though. It smells woodsy. It makes me want to put it in my diffuser, but I don't want to cover up my rose oil. I'll just put some on my neck. Put some on your face. Put some in your hair. I got my hair cut. Yeah, I messed up dyeing my hair, so I had to cut it off and start over. Got some Melrose. This is how we get our deep breathing in too. Rub it clockwise. Warm it up. That's a strong one. I went to a women's group last night because I feel like I needed to do something for myself because I just haven't really done anything like that in a long time. And it was really, really good. It was refreshing, it was safe, it was a safe environment to share things that are bothering you, intentions for your future, what it is that you feel that you need to be doing with your life. And one of the things that I feel like I've been doing with my life, and like I guess I kind of refreshed my memory because a few months ago I did this thing at a different place where we painted a picture, and the picture had a tree. I should probably just get the picture and show you. It would be so much easier. I'll show you my tree, my picture. All right, so this is the picture that I painted. So the girl that was leading that class, she was just like, well, just whatever you want to paint. I'm not going to try and direct your painting, but it's your painting. You do it. And she wanted us to put in there like something that we needed to let go of, things that that we felt like were stalling us out in our life. And then that was about all the direction that we had. So this is my painting. This is the tree, the dead black tree that is letting go of the pain from my past. And then there's a new tree that the roots are going really deep. And it's being rained on. Even though the sun is shining, it's the raindrop therapy. And we do raindrop therapies on each other with the Young Living oils. It's like where you get into the person's energy and you just, from a little bit above their skin, a few inches, drip the oils onto them and then massage them in, and then you do different patterns of massages. But this is my raindrop therapy and how it is coming onto the tree. It's small, it's not fully grown, but the roots are going really deep. And then the thing that I need to let go of is this desire that I had to go back to college to learn small engines. So that's what the gears are. This is what I think was kind of holding me back from moving forward. Was like I just wanted to go to college. I just wanted to learn small engines. I want to work on my ATVs. But the time constraint to go to school and my job that's always putting us on overtime. I know a lot of people do it, but I just feel a little stressed out going to work, then going to chemo, then coming home and taking care of a house and kids, and then just the thought of going to college kept me in a same spot for quite a while. So I finally let that go. And then my real dream is to just help heal the brokenhearted, and to help you to stay well. It's like stay well. Now, like I've decided that I'm just going to start doing these YouTube videos about a month ago to help people to know how to stay well while they're going through chemotherapy, because I have been going through chemotherapy for quite a while and I have managed to stay well. I got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. It was in my breast, it was in my lymph nodes, it was in my bones, and it all came back out, like actually a few times. So it keeps, like, it's like it reoccurs. I haven't exactly pinpointed why I get the reoccurrences, but right now I barely have any cancer left in my bones. It's just a couple tiny little spots, and I'm very healthy. I still go to chemotherapy. I grew my hair back, and I always was blessing my hair. So anyway, this painting here, let's get back to this real quick and then I'll set it down. The girl that was hosting this class, and it was about being intentional with your life and the desires of your life, she did a class last week or 2 weeks ago, and she has a similar picture. They told them guys to draw a picture, and she had her tree with a line right here, and this is like her base where she got started in her life, the upbringing that she had. And she's like, and then there were things that were in the base that really weren't jiving with her. So she had an experience where she was having acupuncture. It was a bright sunny day. She laid out by the pool with her acupuncture, and then out of the clear blue sky, it rained on her for like 10 minutes. And she felt like this washing of the rain going through her and down deep into her roots. And I was like, that's very interesting because I just did a very similar painting not too long ago. So maybe this washing and new growth and really digging in deep with who we really are. Like, who am I? Not I'm his wife, I'm her mom, I'm his mom, I'm the grandma. No, it's like, who really am I? What's my true identity? What do I want to carry forward through this life? I know I have a lot of roles in this life. The sister, there's like an aunt, there's, you can label yourself a lot of things, but in reality, when I broke it down and I went through Wellspring Ministry, my true identity, after like peeling off layers and layers and layers of how I have disguised myself, my true identity was I'm a girl. I was like, oh, I'm a girl. I'm like, it's not that complicated. I'm a girl. So I think that, maybe we hang on to identities that we've developed along the way because it gives us some affirmation in our life that we probably maybe did not receive as children. But I always thought that I was like an invisible boy. I did all these boy things and nobody really could tell that I was a boy. And I even get this guy at work a long time ago. He's like, "You think you're invisible, don't you?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." It's like nobody can see me. And he's like, "No, Janet, people can see you." I'm like, "Well, I don't feel like they can see me. I feel like I'm invisible. Like I work with all men doing this guy job, and I don't feel like I'm recognized as a woman." But anyway, that has faded away, thank God, into my past. And that is here, like the pain of the past. My tree upside down. Over on this side, letting go of the pain of the past by forgiving. In order to get rid of the pain in your memories, you have to go back and you need to forgive. And you need to purpose and choose to forgive. It's intentional. You purpose and you choose to forgive yourself for hanging on to that and letting it develop into whatever it developed into: hatred, anger, resentment. So that's this dead side of me, is the pain of the past, because it's been forgiven. It no longer exists. So I didn't just let it go. It's like, oh, just forget about it, just let it go. No, I had to go way down deep and remember all those memories all the way back from when I was born and purpose and choose to forgive. Didn't relive the event. We didn't get that like, oh, like all emotional back into it, but it's like, here's a pain that I can identify. This is like, God, please reveal the truth to me. He would reveal the truth about what really happened in that incident. And then sometimes I would have to make a phone call to clarify what happened at that time. And then purpose and choose to forgive. Forgive myself, forgive somebody who ever hurt me. forgive my misperception, because maybe it wasn't anything, I just perceived it wrong. So some things were my perception at the time as a small child. And then it was like as I grew up, things that happened to me during my life. And then coming out of that, kind of renewed, and with one thing is I refuse to let anybody abuse me anymore. I'm like, I am not a punching bag. I'm not the one that you take out your anger on. I'm just not going to be abused anymore. Somebody might try to abuse me, but it's not going to be effective because I refuse to take it personally. So that's a difference. One of the guys at work told me, he's like, this is what you got to do. He's like, if somebody's laying a bunch of stuff on you, at the end of the time, you take your head off, tip it over the garbage can, shake it out, put it back on. You do not have to hang on to that. You do not have to receive that. It's like, I will not receive that. Somebody's tearing me down, trying to like shred me to pieces, which has probably continues to happen, but I will not receive that. I refuse to be abused by you anymore. Your words can't hurt me, because in my life, they don't matter. They're not mattering in my life, because the only purpose that you are trying to serve is to build yourself up by stepping on me. And I'm not receiving that anymore. If somebody doesn't let me go to the washroom, if I gotta go pee, I gotta go pee. If you think that you gotta keep driving the car for 500 more miles instead of letting me out to go pee, well, guess what? I don't need to hang around with you no more, because you're abusive. And that might seem petty and little, but that's where I am at in my life. I refuse to be abused in any way, shape, or form. I'm just not doing it no more. And when you go through the cancer treatment, and sometimes you get close to dying, different things happen, and it's like, oh, I took a dip down. Good thing I dipped back up. And you just kind of get new ideas about the way that you should live your life, and the way that you should let other people living their life around you affect you. It's like, that's okay. I don't have to be in control of them, because I need to be in control of me. I need to take care of my inner self. I need to deal with my stuff. If I get very, busy focusing inward, not to the point of I'm neglecting anybody around me, but if you got to focus inward in order to project outward. It's like all these inward things that we've absorbed over the years, and absorbed them and absorbed them and absorbed them. Some of those things are the things that are making you sick. You can't hang on to it no more. It's like, it doesn't have to be your fuel. I'm taking some probiotics. I'm sorry, now I'm just starting to shake out supplements. I'm taking some cordyceps mushrooms from Shoko, and probiotics from Advocare. Calcium, if you're taking shots that help your bones absorb calcium, you need to be taking some calcium supplements. You need to get some calcium in your system so that your body can absorb it. Chaga, because one of the effects of that medicine is it will disintegrate your jaw. And so in order not to disintegrate your jaw, you got to give that medicine something to do, something to work with. And like, so far, my jaw is like very strong. I've been on that bone medicine for a while. And I think that there's a new company coming out that's just developed some bone broth that I heard about last night at the meeting that I went to. And I can't wait to get my hands on that. So I will start doing bone broth. This is Catalyst, and as soon as I find out where I can get it from, I will share that information. Because I guess bone broth, to make it, is quite a lengthy procedure. I've never even heard of it really till recently. Joint promotion. This lubricates your joints and helps them to grow new cartilage. I always take 2. I don't necessarily take how many it says to take, because you got a handful of supplements going on over here, and you got to be able to stomach all this stuff. So if you can't stomach a lot, stomach a little. Just take a couple at a time. I take mine, and then within a half an hour, within 30 minutes, I eat. If you can't swallow supplements, they make things in liquid form. Spark is all the vitamins that you need to properly coat your nerves so that your mind can make good transmissions. It is a load of vitamins in a liquid form. Maitake is mushrooms in a liquid form. So if you can't swallow pills, then do things in a liquid form. And pills are time released, mostly, usually. So I wouldn't necessarily grind them into powder. I don't smash things up and take them. That's what drug addicts do. You know what I mean? You smash them up, then it's in your system, and it might be all in your system way too fast. They formulate these products in the form that they formulate them in so that they break down in the proper amount of time that your body can get the best absorption. I got some CoQ10. CoQ10 is for the snap in your heart. Coenzyme Q10. If you're taking Herceptin's side effect is heart failure. You need to take something to strengthen your heart. This one I get from the Block Medical Center. It's UBQH. They're one of the main ingredients is CoQ10, coenzyme Q10. Our body can make CoQ10, but it has to have the right ingredients to be able to do that. So they just recommend that you stay on the supplement of CoQ10. And since they recommend it, I do it, and my heart is very healthy. All right, so that's one glass of distilled water down. We have another one. Remember, you just did chemo a couple days ago. I did it on Thursday. So I want to keep flushing my kidneys out, flushing my kidneys out. Now I don't want my kidneys to just like collect junk, collect junk, collect junk. And then they're all packed up. All my filters are packed up because I'm not flushing them out. Your kidneys are a filtering system. They filter your blood, I don't know how many times in a minute or second or whatever, but I know that it's a lot. But what they do is they're filters, so they collect things. In order for your kidneys to get rid of things that they have collected, they need to be flushed out with some water. So what they do is you got the water going through your kidneys and it just introduces some of these products that it's been flushing out of your blood into the water to be safely transmitted out of your body through your urine. So if you don't drink enough water and you've done a whole bunch of chemo and your back starts hurting, that's your kidneys. If you let that go, you'll be crawling. Like you start going pee and your pee will be on fire. It'll be burning your legs. And then you will get a bladder infection and your urinary tract will be infected. It will be inflamed and bleeding if you do not drink enough water before your chemo treatment and after your chemo treatment. And during your chemo treatment, what they do for us is they give us a big bag of liquids. Ours is vitamins. You can just get straight liquids to make sure that you're hydrated so that your body can process all these drugs back out and get the drugs out into your system. If you're dehydrated, your drugs won't even get out into your system. If you're going to do drugs, you might as well get them out into your system. So if you do the water ahead of time, the couple of days, a week, all week, every day, it's not just for chemo day. It's for before chemo day, it's before like during chemo day, after chemo day, and yes, you should have to go pee a lot. You don't drink so much water that you're getting the like overloaded in water. This isn't a morning flush for your kidneys. After that, if you're drinking and eating a diet of 80% raw, which you should be because you're sick, all them fruits and vegetables that you eat are basically their water. So if you stay on a raw diet of fruits and vegetables, you won't get dehydrated and you won't feel super thirsty. But you do need to actually have some water to flush out your kidneys, to get your poop out of your bowel. That's what happens. Water reabsorbs into your large intestine and it softens up your poo. It helps you go poo. Yeah, I gotta go poo. That's coming. Well, I'm really liking this one, so I guess I will put this on my rose. Alright, so I got 3 drops of Melrose in my diffuser. Hi, George. Yeah, work. This one's very fresh. You can put some like right here if you really like the oil. You can put it on your lip so you can smell it. Some oils are kind of smoking hot though, like the cinnamon. If you put cinnamon on your hand and then you go like this, you'll get raised handprints. Got some cedar wood. Some people like cedar wood and some people don't. Some people it reminds them, like the one kid, it reminded him of his dead hamster because he had him in cedar chips. I'm just looking at you, George. If I look at my kids, they think they're all fine. Oh, must have did something. They just look at me, he's like, what? I used to stare at Courtney when she was a kid growing up at the table because the youngest kid, I was always watching him. So she was, the last one. 5 years later, 6 years later, 10 years later, she's like, "Why are you always staring at me?" I said, "I don't know. It's my habit to watch the youngest child, and I know that you're older now, but I'm still watching you." Here's another probiotic. This one is from the Block Center. Like each probiotic, they have different amounts of things. Some have different biotics. So I already took 2 probiotics from Avocare, so I'm not going to take one of these today because you only need so many probiotics. Amplify. This is an antioxidant. This one's from Avocare. This one, they always say anything that they say is antioxidant, they'll say, oh, it's good for your skin. So they make that claim about the antioxidant, it's good for your skin. I think I did Catalyst already. Calcium. I don't do Omegaplex during the day. The fish oil, that's a night product. Lion's mane. This one here is another mushroom. Mushrooms get rid of their anti-tumoral. Most mushrooms get rid of tumors. Some are targeted towards different things. This is D Essential 500s. It's kind of sunny out, and I've been laying out in the sun. Well, I laid out one time. So anyway, I'm just going to take one of these D Essentials. Sometimes you don't get enough sunlight and you get low on vitamin D. Oh man. So you need to stretch. Like your body just naturally wants to stretch. So you should just stretch it. So if you can just pick up a foot, just lift them up. Like give your little legs this little stretch. Get your body moving. Circulate. I mean, this does not seem like a lot, but it is a lot. It's a lot more than sitting still. So if you can't do a ton of physical labor. Like, do a little bit of physical labor. Stretch yourself around, like move. Same thing with your face. This long time ago, I got this idea that, oh, if I just wiggle my face, like make faces, it'll keep my face toned up. So I started doing that in the mirror. I was like, some things I didn't want to do too much because of this right here. And like one lady told me one time I needed to relax my forehead. And I'm like, well, what do you mean relax my forehead? Because I was trying to take pictures and my forehead was all wrinkled up. And now I almost don't even remember how to wrinkle it up. You know, like you could see the lines in my forehead from when I used to be wrinkled up all the time. There it is. And then the squinty thing in the sunlight, I don't know how you avoid that. I never remember to wear sunglasses lately. Oh yeah. Maybe I'll put some oil on my head. Put some Melrose in that hair. My hair is kind of greasy right now. Alright, so a bunch of Melrose came out. So Melrose is liking me. So I bless my hair. I bless my skull. I bless my brain. I bless my forehead. I bless my temples. I bless my eyes. I bless my nose. I bless my mouth. I bless my throat. I bless my ears. I bless my hearing. I bless my sight. I bless my taste. I bless my tongue. I bless my spine. I bless my tonsils. I bless my lymph nodes. I bless my veins. I bless my arteries. I bless my heart. I bless my breasts. My breasts need some blessings. They struggle sometimes. I bless my stomach. I bless my arms. I bless my granddaughter coming in the door right now. Hang on. Okay, so anyway, now I gotta go because we gotta go to take Courtney to the dentist to get her frenectomies. She's all excited about it. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.